Welcome, everyone. I am Dr. Dream, and you are here for a sub-podcast of the It's All Good Show. This podcast is solely featured on EESystem Center owners around the world. And I absolutely love doing this podcast because it is inspirational for me and my own experience with EESystem and my nothing short of miraculous recovery from back-to-back strokes in 2020. This is a way for me to give back and highlight center owners all over the world. The owner that I get to speak with today is someone who has, all the owners impress me because they've dedicated their lives to assisting in their community and holding space for the healing of so many people. But the owner that I get to speak with today is, I've been wanting to have her on the show for months now. She has a center in Richmond, California. It's called Wellness Visions. She is also a doctor, a lifestyle medicine physician, transformational health, fitness, and wellness coach, educator, and of course, the founder and CEO of Wellness Visions there in Richmond, California. And her talents, her resume, her experience, and her obvious commitment and dedication to assisting others is nothing short of amazing. So going to stop here and just welcome Dr. Jenny Xu and her husband, Dan Boushey, to the It's All Good Show. Thank you so much for being here with me.
Thank you, Dr. Dream, for having us. And it really is an honor to be sharing just what all the E-centers are doing around the world, and grateful that you're doing this to spread the word about the miracles we're all experiencing with seeing people transform their health with the energy enhancement system.
Well, I certainly appreciate you being here. There's so much to discuss, but before we get into lots of details and other things, I'd love to hear how you found out about EESystem and kind of your journey from that point to where you are today.
Yes, I first found out about the energy enhancement system. This is around the summer of 2022. And when I heard Dr. Sandra Rose, my mom, share about the science and also the testimonials of people, I was really impressed. And part of what I had been looking to do for some time after being a primary care doctor for over 2 decades was to find more holistic ways of people healing. So I had already become a lifestyle medicine physician where it's focused on the areas of life that might reflect in the blue zones where people live the longest and healthiest, such as whole food, plant-based nutrition and exercise. And I also had, by that point, studied to be certified as a health and wellness coach. And so I had left what I was doing. I really thought that there was a better way of healing more people. So when I discovered Dr. Sandra's work with the E-system, I was not only fascinated as a scientist myself, but I had been really exploring the realm of energy healing, having become an energy healer myself a year before. And so I was focused on really developing kind of what we might refer to as more of my right brain, the intuitive side. And so I committed to E-system before even trying it, because I knew it was the right thing to bring to the community. And that's part of our mission here at Wellness Visions, is to serve our community.
I love this. And You opened in June of 2023. You opened with a 24 unit. And then in March of this year, you upgraded to a 48 unit. Speak to us a little bit about the 24 unit upgrading to the 48 and some of the differences, or what that has, how it's been.
Yeah. Well, I chose the 24 unit initially because hearing Dr. Sandra Rose Michael speak about how all the systems are wonderful, whether it's E cube or any size unit, she specifically stated that the 24 unit was really ideal for DNA and cellular repair. And later conversations with her, I had more of an understanding was structurally the 24 unit was ideal. We are said to have a quantum 24th chromosome that will be seen by scientists in the coming future. So that was one of the bases with going for a 24 unit. And also in speaking to Dr. Sandra, when she came out for our 1 year anniversary, this was in June of 2024, she had kind of the foresight, and she's clairvoyant, as we would say it, and she knew that we were meant to go up. And knowing that system going from a 24 to 48 is exponential. So it is 4 to 10 times more powerful. And yet, the detox process, which is an important part of the EE system and the scalar fields, you can really have an easier transition for people shifting energy. And I know Dan was here when they switched on the 48 unit, and he had a good way of kind of saying what he felt. Dan, would you like to tell people what you thought of the 48 unit?
Yeah, it's more the energy felt more refined. The other one was like the energy was slower on the 24, and the minute they turned on the 48, it was like the vibration went up. So I can especially on the skin, you can feel it. I can feel it on my arms. So it became a little bit refined. The only word I can think of right now.
And Dan is an electrician, so he really knows energy.
That's right. Was it 45 years as an electrician?
So this is a great segue, if I can just jump in right here, because not only is Dan your husband, but he's one of the success stories at your center. And so while we're just, we've got Dan talking and everything, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about his story and what transpired.
Yes.
My turn?
Yes, your turn.
Okay, so I first came in July 27th of 2024, and to see Dr. Jenny at she had a longevity lecture, and I came here on a Saturday night. The next day I came on a Sunday for another meditation, and I noticed as soon as I walked in the room, I could feel the energy, and so I knew this was something I could understand. And then she was explaining it, and then I said, inwardly told myself, I want to put as much time in here as possible, because I had just had a SPECT scan on July 11th, 2024, and it was due I could get another one a year later of this year, 2025. So I dedicated myself to sit in the system every day for the first 5 months. So I was basically got to know everybody, and they would laugh at me because they'd say, "Will you live here?" And I go, "That pretty much 7 days a week." And that's where I ended up getting to talk to Jenny, because I was her mind was interesting to me. She was very brilliant in her mindset. So we'd always talk about different things relating to energy and other things. And so my goal was to put as many hours as I could before an SPECT scan. And so I'd already been doing some work for 12 years on red light near infrared that a doctor was using. And you hear about that a lot now, but it seemed to help. It wasn't like it was all that bad, but I had done 120 sessions of the red light for 12 years. And then I had done 13 right before I came into the system. When I came in the system, I could barely drive. I had concussions for 60 years from the age 7 to 67. And the last one was somewhere in May, and I'd really ran my head up against the beam. I was working at that time. And so the accumulative effect is where it's at, because my doctor said, well, Dan, it's accumulative, so everyone gets worse. And being in a car accident at 7, playing 5 years of football, was very active as a child, very athletic. And so I had multiple concussions, bike accident in 2008, where I just went over my bicycle and slammed headfirst into the pavement. So I've had a lot of concussions. And so I really wanted to give this technology a go and see what it does for myself. So I was being my own guinea pig. And so after 1,100 hours, I did another SPEC scan, and it went from all lit up to normal again. So and then at the beginning of the energy enhancement system, the first 30 hours, I noticed a difference. The fog lifted from my vision because I could barely drive. I had trouble driving, and I thought that was fabulous. And then a lot of my anger issues that I'd had for a lot of years, decades in fact, that went away, and I became very calm and at peace within myself. So I was really happy with the results. So I think that's about it.
Yes.
Sounds
And
amazing. Now, Dr. Jenny, you have some visuals of the scans and things that you can kind of take us through,
yeah,
so we can literally see it.
yeah, let me just share. And so the first is that just kind of related to what Dan had shared, that he had had these concussions for years and tried other modalities. And, Dan's story is wonderful in the example of how somebody can commit to their health. And with the 1,100 hours, it was in the 24 unit initially, and about 671 hours, and the remainder in the 48 unit. He had also had treatment with something that I do at the center called song laser. It's taking your own stem cells to heal any part of your body, the brain, or it can be helpful for heart issues, bone issues, spine issues, but just kind of looking at his scan. So the one he had done before he came to Wellness Visions is on this left side here. And well, yes, there's a lot of details here. You can see that this is looking at the activity of his brain. And this was at rest. So the scans are done while he's not necessarily moving around, but in a rest state. There was
So be probably when I'm sleeping too, right?
just, let's say just quietly laying on a bed. And then this was exactly 1 year after he had been in the ED system for 1,100 hours and after the song lasers. You can see there's a dramatic difference. And where it is still kind of red, which represents some activity, is considered normal, and including just deep inside the brain. And then if you look at what an average male is between 51 to 69, and Dan is currently 68. So the 68, when he did the second scan this July, could compare an average male to his scan most recently and see that it's very comparable. There's still, yes, some areas in the back of the brain that are lighting up, maybe compared to someone who is an average male. But Dan is somebody very dedicated to improving his health and understands that, unfortunately, when people are not well and they go down that slippery slope of having dis-ease, it's a lot more cost, not only emotionally, mentally, but financially and physically, obviously. So, for me, as my background is in prevention, I'm really so grateful that the E-System really should be considered as a way to keep yourself in good health from the aspect that it can help your body heal itself and get it to an optimal energy that allows your body to activate those stem cells, activate all the things that can allow your body to repair itself. So, and the E system, as we know, is fantastic for detoxing your body of all the toxins, whether it's chemicals or we're talking about EMF, which is surrounding us all the time. And the people who really get it understand it's vital to be coming into the E system regularly. So we have members who are coming every week. They're so dedicated to this, maintaining their energy, their vitality, their health. And Dan and I, we still come in. Well, obviously, we're using the center, so we do at least our goal is a couple overnights, so that's about 20 hours in the E-System every week, and we do our detox bath that Dr. Sandra Rose Michael has put out there for people. So we're believers in the E-System and its potential.
So I'd like to add to that. I've seen this lady, because I would be sitting here every day, so I would see people come in, and there's this older lady, she's like 93, she's 94 now. And when she first came in, when I came in, she was here, and she was 93. She could using a walker. She looked old some levels and walking and stuff. Today, she's not using a walker. She's using a cane. Looks more vital. She's happier. She was depressed, and now she's feels alive. And so I got to observe her transformation, just watching her and seeing the changes that she had by sitting in the system for a whole year. So that was amazing.
Yes, and it was amazing because we got Remy up and dancing. Have community celebrations every equinox and solstice. And so a few months ago, she was thrilled because she loves to dance like me. And so she had just such a ball because she really enjoyed dancing with her husband before he transitioned. And so now she was back up dancing again.
So I love this testimonial, and what a great thing. Now, you've been open since June of 2023. You must have all sorts of I've read some other testimonials on your site. Are there any other ones from your perspective as a physician that have really stood out that you'd like to share with us?
Yes. So I was just so happy when a family who brought a couple sons, teenage boys, who are on the autistic spectrum and were nonverbal, came in. And first time they came in, it was in the 48-minute. Within an hour, they had improvement in the verbal communication. So it's truly remarkable to see that kind of change for a family. And there's a lot kind of said about autism and with ideologies that want to kind of put out there that and give people hope that there's a chance for transformation of that. Because of, I believe, the detoxification process is part of that. But also really individuals, children with autism, they actually have very special abilities. And so to see that unmasked and uncovered and allow them to kind of engage the world in a way that brings out their true abilities is pretty amazing.
I have a stroke story. My coworker, I told him about the system, and his wife had a major stroke. And so he just came in on an event for 2 hours. It was on a Sunday. He brought his wife in for 2 hours. And then the next day, they went to the hospital for the speech therapist. And the speech therapist looked at him and said, "What did you guys do?" And he goes, "What do you mean?" He goes, "Well, she jumped really quickly in her speech therapy, and he was baffled by it. He couldn't understand because he had just worked with her, and what happened from this short period of time that she could communicate better than she did the last time she was there. So he was stunned. He didn't know what it was. So that was just, and that was only like 2 hours.
That's amazing. I love
Yeah.
these stories.
And as another thing, a representation of just neurological recovery and healing and the potential that's really in the lifestyle medicine world, we talk about how things can actually be reversible. Was that Dan noticed that his hearing got better. He had some hearing loss, and he believes that the hearing got better because of the system.
Yeah, because the when I did my hearing test every year, my work's required. The lady goes, "Oh, your hearing got better," and I go, "Is that normal?" She goes, "Well, I don't know." She couldn't tell me why, but I said, "Why would my hearing get better as I age? Usually your hearing goes down." I kind of went up, and I'm like, okay. And also, I think my uh, like maybe my vision feels better. I feel clear on my vision. I don't wear glasses, so
And other members have reported the vision improvement too. They don't have to wear reading glasses, or they've had a change in their prescription. So it's just a representation of the changes that they can see. And so, and I love hearing stories where people have more energy. We have a nurse, ICU nurse who works long hours, and she didn't initially feel the 24 unit. She later did feel the 48, but her first experience was that um, while she didn't necessarily feel anything, she noticed that she had more energy at work. And so she attributes that to that, yes, whatever you're meant to feel, that's all right. Some people will feel different things, but it's allowing and believing in the process of change. And we have done studies. So we have done either biowell testing at our center showing that there is a change in the number of joules or energy with being in the E-system. And there's also on the biowell devices a way to look at chakra alignment. So for example, at that time when we did the testing, it was in the 24 unit, and the my energy level went from 46 to 50 joules after an hour and 24, and my chakra alignment went from 84 to 94%. So that was nice to see that. And we've done some other testing. So we have a few individuals who are in our 48 unit study, and we hope to get more people. But our initial study from last year was looking at people in the 24 unit, and they spent at least 52 hours and some more. And across the board, the majority of them had more energy. They reported that they had a better way to cope with stressful situations and slept better. Their blood sugars were better, blood pressure was better. And the other thing that could be documented was that there was an age of reversal, biological age reversal, and of about 3.44 years in the group, and it ranged from as little as half a year, but the most was 14 years in a young woman. And we look at the biological age in comparison with chronological age because it's a marker for your health to look at your biological age and the DNA changes in your chromosomes.
So that's a fascinating study and area to look at with age like that. Um, were you just doing that at your center, or were you doing that in relation to other centers? I know that there was some talk about expanding that study.
Right, yes. That was something just done at our center. I was in some planning for looking at how it could be expanded, but it does involve like recruiting people and as a research study, So it certainly would be wonderful to do at different sites down the road. It just requires a lot of coordination and people who can facilitate. Because even to do it here, it involves some amount of our staff time to get the test done. But that would be really exciting to be able to do. And we have some folks enrolled in our 48 unit study. We're hoping to get more people so we can also look at what the effects are in 48 unit. But I believe that just hearing the testimonials are very powerful because in my years of being a primary care doctor, I didn't see some of the changes in regards to improvement in mood, improvement in lessening of pain, allowing people to kind of shift. And the way I like to say is that the E-System's helping on many different energy planes from physical, emotional, mental, up to a spiritual planes. There are other kind of planes that are discussed in other etheric and astral planes, but it is allowing for energetic blockages that may be in those, especially related to trauma, to be released in a wonderful way. And Dan actually had something to say about that, what he realized, like in the E system, like being in a month of E system, what that was like.
Like, basically it equates to about a year. Like if you're doing meditation or any kind of clearing, I've had over 25 years of doing inner work, and I noticed doing the inner work inside the system, I could clear a lot of blockages out quicker. They were releasing really fast, and that's what I released some issues I had from past time relationship, and it allowed me to Dr. Janie and I to come together because I had removed all my pastime traumas on relationships, which allowed me to uh, bring in a new relationship. So I created this system because I was amazed how quickly the energies released from my space really quick. And I was used to releasing energy, but I mean, it was phenomenal how fast it left.
Yes. And we all have that. We all have had just life experiences that may keep us maybe stuck. And the E system is wonderful to have people come in, and we invite people to come in with a specific intention and to allow that process of just asking for help. And the help comes in many forms. One is that you are having awareness of a condition that you're wanting to release, and you're working with your higher sacred self, your superconscious, and your subconscious and unconscious to release that. But we also say that we encourage people to think about if they connect with, let's say, guides, spiritual guides, or even angels, or some of the masters, to invite those beings to come in to assist you in that healing process or that process of change.
I love it. It happens on so many levels, and one of the things I've been really honored to have visited over 40 EESystem centers all over the country, and one of the things that I've noticed at every center is they become a energetic hub in the community. And you mentioned that you have the solstice or equinox gatherings and things like that. Speak to us a little bit more about that role that your center does play in the community and the difference that that makes.
Oh, yeah, that's actually one of our mission. The mission is really to assist people in leaving a opportunity for themselves to do their own inner work, kind of what Dan was saying. And that's really our greatest ability to evolve and grow is to focus that. It's really important to uh, focus on our development. As we do that, we find that people love connecting in our community. They find like-minded spirits and souls, and they enjoy connecting And we have a lot of fun things that we do at the center, such as we have uh, meditations together. I am doing meditations with a group called Stargate Experience. So we have usually monthly meditations that are free. And we have sound healing. We also have a movie night. So we'll show different documentaries about things that might pertain to healing or health or just about our world. And we also invite guest speakers and presenters to come in. We had Daryl, Virginia Dennis come in to kind of share her wonderful book. And she really kind of shifted the paradigm for the people who attended her talk, for instance, to really think about what it is to work, or not even work, but to really operate in that quantum level. And that's really the magic, that we all have the ability to access the quantum field, even deep within us, especially when we go within and we're staying in that heart-centered space. And that's when these miracles happen, in changes that we can see emotionally, mentally, physically, and spiritually.
I know that there are so many of us in the EESystem family that are grateful for you bringing Daryl into our community and all the help that she's given to owners and members all over the world. And it really is, it's being that energetic pillar in the community, and it's what's needed right now. The um, as we've lost some faith in the ability of allopathic medicine to really take us to wellness, and it's centers like yours, and very much, with your background, that give people the opportunity to open themselves up to the healing that needs to take place. And as you said, you can come in and you may think you're coming in for one thing, and some other aspect of yourself, whether you came in for something physical and the first thing you notice is this improvement in your emotional body, or something like that, your body knows exactly what it needs, and it's going to work on that as the cells are brought up to a peak level to do whatever the body needs to do to heal itself. So it's exciting. Now you do overnights also, and those are, is that like a 10-hour or 8-hour? How long is your overnight?
Our overnight is 10 hours long. And, we're open to people coming together as a group overnight. Like right now, we have a couple members who are committed to doing overnights on Tuesday and Friday, but we make any day available as long as we can ensure that there's staffing. And so we're open 7 days a week, and in the daytime otherwise. And we're also open to having children and people bringing their beloved pets, cats and dogs, coming into our space. So they need healing too. And so we make ourselves available to the community for whatever they're wishing to do. And you said it perfectly, that whatever is, let's say, they're focused on, the energy will go to where it's needed. And I love that Dr. Sandra Rose Michael says that everything that comes up is meant to be cleared. And so it's really rethinking, because really what I came to discover is the allopathic model is they believe that disease has a course. But that's really, when I became a lifestyle medicine physician, which is a recognized specialty in medicine now, they looked at the science and the opportunity for reversing conditions. And so this is part of the paradigm shift, is for people to look for information that they believe resonates with them and do their own due diligence to look at like technology, because they're tools and they can assist you. And so it has to be combined with many things. Like you can go to system.com, research to look at some of the work. You can listen to talks that Dr. Sandra Rose Michael, because she's worked with many scientists and clinicians over the years to see many changes. And again, the testimonials are very powerful because, many of us, including Dan, had tried many things over the years. And to see these changes, these are unheard of. Like your recovery, Dr. Dream, I mean, that's just a miracle. And so we want to have more miracles. We want to see it. And we want to invite people. And you're exactly right. We're a beacon to the community to come check us out. We have the community events to really engage people to make it fun. But the more that they realize that, they can come in to the daytime for a quiet session overnight, they can really utilize that time and maximize their potential for shifting their health and energy.
It is the word miracles comes up all the time in conversations about EESystem, and in my experience was in late 2020, which was kind of early on in EESystem has been around for years and years, but it didn't really take off in centers all over. And at first I thought I must be like one of the isolated cases. And then what I come to realize is that stories like mine and Dan's, these miracles are happening every day at EESystem centers all over the world. And just so much gratitude for Dr. Sandra Rose Michael bringing this technology out for humanity, and all the center owners, you included, that, really have put themselves out there, because it takes a commitment and a dedication, and the first part obviously is, the financial aspect, but it doesn't even stop there. And that's really just tip of the iceberg. And it came out in this conversation with you. It's that deeper commitment and dedication and belief in knowing that you've got something that can assist people on their healing journey. And the most important thing is to get it out to them and let them have these experiences. There's so many other questions and things I'd love to ask. I just, I am in awe of you as a person with your background and everything that you're doing there, and the level, not a lot of medical practitioners are running centers around the world. I mean, there are some obviously, but it's a lot of people that are like, I've had an experience, I want to bring this to my community, but they don't have the background that you have. And it's so important to be able to, some people don't need to see the charts and the graphs and everything like that, but some people really do need to see that. And you play such a valuable role in being able to share all that and your perspective. I've loved our conversation. Is there anything that we didn't touch on or anything else you'd like to share regarding all of this?
I think one of the things is to really invite people to also focus on, as I like to see it, that they're their own best healer. And Dan recognizes that too. And so just getting into the ecosystem, we're going to be in this beautiful, coherent field that allows the power of the science and the technology that Dr. Sandra Rose created using nature frequencies, human resonance, virgin rainforests, but it can be a tool for you to become in a state where you can reach that coherent field so much more easily and quickly and affect the change that you're wishing to see.
I love that. And it is really about allowing ourselves to own that empowerment of the control we've had, taking our power back from places where we've given it away and said, okay, wait a sec, I've got this, I can do this. And it's as you say, and with your background, lifestyle medicine and everything, it's not just sitting in the EE system. It's taking a look at our habits and our diet and how we think. I mean, it's just the whole picture of how everything works for each of us as individuals. And yeah, this is exactly why I love doing these podcasts, because we get to talk about this and share this. I want to thank you so much for being a guest today, both of you, here on the It's All Good show. Thank you for everything that you're doing. And Stephanie and I hope one day to make our way to Richmond and meet you. Well, I've met you, Dr. Jenny, but to meet you, Dan, in person and be there in your center. And I look forward to that.
Oh, yes, absolutely. We would love to have you and Stephanie come and visit. Whenever you're going to be doing another tour, anytime, we would love to, yes, share what you offer to the community. And it's all about, yes, just being present. It's part of life is to be connected with each other, to love and support each other. And the way I see it, the scalar energy is putting out the love frequency in our community all around the world with all these centers. So I'm grateful to you for sharing our stories and all the center owners. And this is really, truly a mission for all of us to bring it to our community.
Absolutely. And it's making a difference. Thank you so much.